Well, it's Friday. It's the end of this week, and I thought I'd just give a few early morning tips. Well, it's 20 past 9 here in Central European time on coping with anxiety, because I think in the morning when we first wake up and we get up, it's quite hard to cope with anxiety because we check the news, we check our news feeds on Facebook, and it can quickly pull us back into levels of anxiety which are not helpful for us. Now, one of the ways, of course, is fairly clear, which is to limit the amount of time you go on Facebook news feed or look at the funny things, and don't get too caught up in the heated conversations that go on about whether we should stay in or go out or what we should do. Because everyone has to decide for themselves the best way to manage this current situation we all find ourselves in. Also, coping tips in the morning for anxiety. If you need to get the news headlines, get the news headlines and then let it go. And if you feel you need to check up as the day goes on, just set yourself regular times to do this. Also, I think it's important to set a routine for the day. So find a new routine, because it is going to be different if you are spending all your time indoors, or maybe some of you are able to get out and have a walk or do some shopping, but within the guidelines of the area that you're in. And I do think it's important that we don't become complacent. I think it's quite easy to sit back and think, oh, it's okay. It's been okay for a few days. I'm kind of getting used to that. Maybe it's actually okay and it's not as serious as is being made out. You really must take this seriously, because let's say governments do not lock down countries for fun, and the whole world is in the grip of this, and we have to take it seriously. And it's really important to listen to what our governments are telling us to do at this time. And it's really important to listen also to your local council, because they will be on the ball and giving guidelines about how to manage this situation. With regards to anxiety, if you remember, if you tuned in yesterday, hi Dawn, if you tuned in yesterday, then you'll remember that I was talking about how we tend to get caught in this fight flight. So remember that in the morning. You're probably more likely to be caught into your primitive brain and fretting about what's going to happen. We get into a series of thoughts which are, in a sense, distorted, because they're kind of like what ifs. What if it happens to me? What if I go out? What, or we should do this, or we should do that. We just have to follow the guidelines, and the anxiety is difficult to manage. But as I said, just for today, set a routine and stick to it. Make sure that you do take care of you. Give yourself good personal care. Have a nice relaxing bath, have a shower, cook a nice meal. And that's the other thing that, of course, is quite difficult in these times. Anyone who has difficulties with their eating will know that it's a time where we either kind of go into a kind of sort of a paralyzed starvation anxiety attack, where we just can't eat or do anything, or we overeat. And so emotional overeaters are going to find this quite challenging at the time. There's a real kind of, it's almost like it justifies us just going, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll just let go and eat what I want. So try to be aware of those feelings. And as I mentioned yesterday, it's really a good thing today to try and go, ciao Daniela in Italia, come sta? I hope you are keeping well, Daniela. and try and, do things that are good for you. Remember that you may be caught in the primitive brain. Be proactive. There are 3 things that really help: positive action, positive interaction, and positive thought. Positive action: do something constructive within your home environment, whatever that is for you. Positive interaction: if you can't get the positive action going, then find a way to have some positive interaction. On the phone, with internet, it is so easy to see visually our friends and loved ones, at least via Skype or Facebook or Messenger. There are many ways to do this. I'm also aware there are potential problems that may happen because so many of us are on the internet at the moment. We may find our internet connections are not as good as they could be. So be mindful of that and be aware of that, and don't fret if these things happen, and know that the people that manage the internet are doing their best to get things, moving in a good way, and for everybody to have the access they want. And hello, it's nice to see. Tutte bene, grazie. Daniela, I'm so glad you are doing well, and I hope you and your family too. I'm going to keep this short today. I am available on Skype for sessions. The free ones are going to be limited to 10 to 15 minutes. And the people that have already pre-booked sessions with me, their sessions are going to be for an hour, and they are at a reduced fee. So please, follow my broadcasts. I will do at least one a day. And if there are particular topics that you would like me to cover that you are struggling with personally, then please tell me. And that'll give me an idea of a program to get together so that I know what I can talk to you about. So in the meantime, I really wish you well. I wish you good health to you and your family. Today is the spring equinox. It happened at, I think it was 0502 Central European time. And that means the sun has now moved into the sign of Aries. This is the beginning of the astrological new year. And this is, it's like the seeds are now stirring beneath the earth and they're beginning to show above the earth. So symbolically, this is about the beginnings of the rebirth. So please don't lose hope in these very difficult, challenging times. There is always hope. We are looked after by a divine that has a far greater understanding of what it's doing than we do. So wishing you well, lots of love to you all. Let me know what you would like me to talk about, and I will do my best to do that. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.